Darrell, is there a need for more coaches, more volunteer coaches? Do volunteer coaches produce world-class athletes?
At the end of the day, yeah, we do need more coaches in the system. And we have to look within the clubs and parents who's got the enthusiasm to identify talented individuals and bring them forward. And it's very far in between, really, when you look at it. You get the one-off, but then when you find that one-off, how do you develop that individual to move forward? That's then the next step you have to look forward to. See how you as a coach do that by seeking information to move that person forward, or if have to, move that person on. And some coaches find it very hard to bite the bullet and go move that next individual on to another coach to help the individual.
Do you have to have been a pretty good athlete in that sport to be a successful coach?
I look at Coach Dad. His dad was a professional top athlete. He was an engineer, I believe. So at the end of the day, he looked at the body mechanics of that individual, and if they can adapt it to the sport, you don't really need to be. You can move from one sport to another sport as a coach if they got the knowledge to do so at the end of the day.
Yeah, it sounds like you've got to have quite a specific personality traits.
It's different personalities in the sport. You got different times to go. I'll be honest, I'm very loud. I like enjoyment. I like my athletes to enjoy what they're doing. If they don't enjoy it, it's, how would you say, the end of all of them. They've got to enjoy it at the end of the day for them to move forward. And to move that person forward, the athlete then has to think about how does he move himself forward. Because at the end of the day, coaches can set their training, but the athlete's got to believe in the training to think, yes, he's moving them forward, and then to move that next step, they've got to put belief into it.
So when during your time with Dai, I think when you first hooked up with Dai, that was right at the start of his career. So you got Dai really young and raw in a way, yeah?
Okay. To be honest, I knew Dai. I seen Dai within the school system because he was running against my son over the hurdles as well. So both of them was battling it out in the schools. So I seen him young. So when he came to Hewitt, and they asked me would I join their staff to help them when they set up this place originally to look after the students at Hewitt. Dai came to me when I was training Warburton at the same time. So, and Dai was running 55, 54 seconds for the hurdles. But then that following year he moved on leaps and bounds, and then you think this person's got something there. Then the hardest part, then you have to adapt your training to suit the individual, because Dai, if you hold himself on a one-off rep, is very good. So, and then you have to work on the latter part of his training part. But we know on a one-off race that guy's good, and so you've got a day rest, he can run good the next day and keep it going all the way through. So it's seeing it, identifying it, and then doing programs to adapt to the individual. So, but then I'm an ex-forces PTI and a police trainer, so I do many disciplines. So I'm coaching many different sports. So you learn to adapt to the individual, because training police officers to do self-defence is very hard from a civilian. So when you can do that, you can do anything, especially when working with disabilities. So it's very good. So when you see the traits in, and it's many other athletes out there who's got it, but it's the coach has got it's another skill to identify it and then tell that person you can be good. So when he did produce, we knew it was there all along. It's just waiting to come out. And sometimes you have to wait for that time to come at the end of the day. And injuries probably is a godsend in some cases, because it weren't your time. And when your time comes, take it. And Dai's done that.
I knew I was talented. I took the sports quite easily, and learned new techniques and skills quite easily. But when I started at university here, I didn't realise that I'd become as good as I did, and I especially didn't think that that would happen as quick as it did. I mean, I just trained as hard as everyone else did in the group, but I ended up having bigger results at the end of the year. And that year, my first year, it was my last year as a junior, and Darrell took me to the European Juniors where I got a silver medal. And at the start of the year, I didn't even think I'd even qualify for it, you know, let alone come away with a medal. So after that year, then I started to realise that, well, you know, I could do something from this and, you know, progress on to the next level. And then you start setting bigger and better targets, really, and you start taking things a bit more seriously, and you get more involved with it. But yeah, I mean, when I started at university, Darrell was essentially sort of my first coach, and he instilled a good work ethic. He said he's obviously ex-army, so it's hard to sort of jig out of sessions or anything when he's around. So he kept me on the straight and narrow and made sure I did everything as I was meant to do, and to do it to the best of my ability. So yeah, he instilled that good work ethic, which I still have to this day, and I think that's really the main thing that's stood me in good stead, really, for the rest of my career. I'm not frightened to do the hard work, and you know, I quite enjoy it, to be honest.
This may be a silly question, but I ask silly questions. Athletes don't particularly need coaches. Are there examples of athletes all over the world who've done it without a coach? Do it yourself.
Yeah, you can do it yourself, but who's going to watch you when you're doing it wrong? You know, who's going to be there to tell you to do it right and pick up on minor things? And when things aren't going so well, you need someone there to help you get through that tough time and to work on different training programs and to develop tactics to get around the problems. For such a technical event like the 4 hurdles, you need someone else with an expert eye to notice what you're doing wrong in each race. It's a bit hard to analyse yourself unless you've got video analysis, and if you haven't got the video analysis because your coach isn't there to film, then you know, where do you get it from? And I mean, I've had a few different coaches in my time, I have, and each has brought something different to the table, but all brought something very important nonetheless.
Darrell was saying about personality traits and getting on, having fun. Do you actually like him?
Yeah. I mean, even though me and Darrell are part of the company as athlete and coach, we still keep in close contact, and I'm often invited around for Sunday lunch and stuff like that with the family, fireworks night. We always get together, we do it whenever possible. It's not so easy now that I don't really live near him anymore, but yeah, we're still good friends and stuff like that, and the friends I made when I started training in the group will be friends for life, no doubt, and you know, it's through them and giving me enjoyment from training with them and in that environment that I had the desire to work harder and to train harder and to turn up every day, even though I don't want to go there. You know, you have the days when you're in bed and you're aching, and then your friends are like, "Yeah, come on, let's go and train," and you know you're going to have fun when you're there. So, you know, I've had that for like the last few years, and I love it really, and it's all thanks to, you know, the group that I started out with.
Last question. This campaign is trying to inspire people to dip their toe in the water, see if they've got what it takes to help. If the word coaching is an overused word, to help out, to inspire people, to help people along. Do you obviously see the value in this sort of campaign?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I came from a background where I played a lot of football. I did growing up, and my dad could see that I wanted to play football, so he was willing to coach my football team when I was younger, just so that I had somewhere to train and a group of lads to play with and stuff like that. So he obviously helped out there for a number of years in the community. And it's just, you know, Darrell looks after maybe 40, 50 athletes in one night, he does. And there's not that many coaches I know in Wales that can do that for an individual sport nonetheless. Remember, it's not a team sport, we're not playing football against each other, we're not on the pitch. So we're all doing different things, and you got to have the coaches to get the athletes involved. And there's nothing worse for an athlete when it's you know, -5 degrees, and you've got to go outside and do lots of reps in the zone, or with just 2 or 3. If they haven't got a coach there to time them, to tell them that they're improving, getting better, and to spur them on. So, you know, it's essential that coaches are there. Otherwise, the athletes will just fall by the wayside.